Hey, welcome. Enter the establishment. So it's a Tuesday morning, you're 8 years old, you're in 2nd grade. You wake up at 6:30 a.m. and because your little twerp body doesn't need any sleep, and I envy you for it, you race out of bed and down your hall to your kitchen. You reach into the pantry, grab a box of Honey Nut Cheerios, and then you dump yourself in an incredible Hulk-sized bowl because you're getting ready to watch your cartoons. You plop your little ass down in front of the TV. You have 2 hours before school. That is the feeling of ultimate bliss. Yeah, I know, I just brought you back, didn't I? Now, I am of the firm belief that there are two different types of teenagers. The ones that are eager to become adults, and the ones that wish they could just transform back into kids, have a sick day out of school, suck on a pacifier, drink a bunch of chocolate milk in front of SpongeBob. With the latter being so specific, I'm sure you can categorize me. Now, despite being 15, I have a lot of things from my younger years I can feel nostalgic for. It could be because my world is constantly falling apart because of my uncontrollable mental state and my unending stress, or maybe those times were just a whole lot more fun. Because if I remember them this positively, I was probably too young to record them. Now, one of these things that I remember from my childhood quite a bit and also very fondly is cable TV. Now, while cable TV still exists and you can watch it to your heart's content, if you have it, one, at least for me, I know it doesn't have all of my childhood shows, and two, pretty much all of the networks are defunct now because they're just playing the same dogshit garbage shows over and over again. That's because they're the only shows that get views, which is kinda sad. Sounds kinda like YouTube. But the biggest reason, at least for me, is because it doesn't feel the same. As I said earlier, I am only 15. I was born into a time when they were kind of phasing out box TVs and switching over to like flat screen and plasma, shit like that. But in my house, we still use box TVs and VHS. Obviously not anymore. I'm using a computer to record this. I have a flat screen over there. Please, I am not poor. This is literally an iPhone XS Max. Fucking leave me alone. But as you see, I'm basically a radical 90s kid. Now I have so many memories of watching this right there. Like, for example, one of my earliest memories in my entire life was from when I was 1 to 2 years old. Maybe 3, I don't really know. I was sitting down on the couch, sucking on a pacifier, drinking chocolate milk out of a box, a usual Tuesday. And I had the remote in my hands. Being the youngster I was, obviously I was very curious about what every single button on the remote did. We had Comcast at the time, and this was like 2005 to 2006-ish, so there wasn't a million channels like there are today. I was on channel 47, which was Disney Channel at the time, not sure if it still is. I can't remember what I was watching at the time, probably like a Little Einsteins, but I accidentally flicked up the channel to 48 and there was Nickelodeon, and right in front of my eyes, that was the first time I saw SpongeBob. I felt like an actual genius, because I was a boy genius. I was watching fucking Little Einsteins for fuck's sake. Anyway, there was a ton of stuff on Nickelodeon from when I was younger. For example, the bumpers they had, but the real thing that made Nickelodeon so great was the shows that they had. For example, SpongeBob, which is still airing. There was Fairly Odd Parents, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I still love. No, I am not a weeb. And iCarly, the gang's all here. But then, if your parents let you stay up past your normal bedtime, you would see the channel transition into Nick at Night. Oh fuck, that was fucking gross. There were so many shows on here that I like to watch early in the morning, or, don't tell my mom, staying up late. We got the classics, Full House, Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and even The Golden Girls if you stayed up early enough, and then the granddaddy of them all. Also, another thing I just want to mention from Nick at Night, anyone remember those weird smoking infomercials? They came on at the weirdest times. Yeah, because every 8-year-old I knew smoked. Anyway, speaking of PSAs and infomercials, ads. Top tier transition, I know, thanks. You see, none of us like ads. Except me. You've been pranked. I don't really get my fill of Hot Wheels ads anymore from YouTube. I know I saw a ton of shit that I loved on TV from advertisements, but I also saw a ton of shit that I loved to hate. For example, I loved Playmobil, also Lego commercials, and like I said earlier, Hot Wheels. But I also hated seeing the imbalance of like girls commercials for dolls and shit. See, clear sexist right here. Like they would also have like really weird ads to have on kids channels, like a sexual Calgon commercial or like, I don't know, pest control? Okay now. This entire time, we've been looking at cable TV, mainly children's TV, and not once have I mentioned PBS. PBS Kids, should I say. PBS had great shows for kids. I still love that shit today. It molded me into the bitch boy I am now. Wild Kratts, Cyber Chase, Arthur, Super Y, Fetch with Ruff Ruffman, Word Girl, Peep in the Big Wide World, and of course, Curious George. How do you not love Curious George? He makes monkey noises for fuck's sake. But he also had a stupid fucking Halloween special that I never want to see again. Also, random fact about Peep, my friend's dad helped make the theme song, so that's pretty cool. You see, PBS was great because it taught me so many lessons, but it also still entertained me, and millions of other kids across, I don't know, is it the world or America? I'm sorry. Probably America. Not only that, they also had great bumpers.
Like you. Thank you.
Those were the days. Thinking about cable TV makes me feel like an old man. Even though it wasn't that long ago that it was much bigger, now it's almost entirely defunct. Well, even though I love remembering it a lot, it really wasn't that great. A lot of the shows that I mentioned earlier are past their heyday, or they were never good. And nowadays, there really is nothing good on, like every miffed parent will say. Why do I have to pay for all these channels? Wah! How do I use the microwave? Wah! Why am I still married? Wah! But really, it's just like anything that gives nostalgia. It brings you back to a better time. So even though I can't look back at it, because we cut the cord at my house and my dad's house, I'm kinda glad I can't. You see, I wish I could, but I'm glad I couldn't. See, makes a ton of sense. But I just think that way because if I did, I would attach new memories to it and then they wouldn't be as special. At this point, I'm just rambling. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm hoping on making more videos of this style. So if you like it, hit a fat like, maybe subscribe, stick around if you feel like it, maybe tell people about the channel. I don't know. Also, vote on the poll in the corner. How do you feel about cable TV? Because you already know my opinion, so let's hear yours. Okay, that'll be it for me. Get the fuck out of here.